I've just picked up this PC from Facebook Marketplace. It's an NZXT case, but this logo, if you recognize that, that's PC Specialist. They're a brand that seem to sell in various retailers like Currys in the UK. But inside, you can see the sort of telltale signs of NZXT. And I'll quickly take off the side so we can have a look inside. You can see that it has got an MSI B150 PC Mate motherboard, and the processor in here is meant to be an i7 6700, 6th gen i7, and this is meant to be a 16 gig DDR4 stick of RAM. So let's have a look at that. It's only one stick, so I do need to sort out 2 sticks of RAM so that it is in dual channel. And as you can see, there we have 16 gig DDR4 and 2133. So not the fastest, but if it's just a case of having a stick of RAM to make sure the system works, that is fine. And there's an NZXT fan there. This is an NZXT, and this is, I'm guessing, Corsair maybe. Looks like a RGB fan. It's got USB 3 at the top, and then some drive bays here. Got a SATA cable here. And I asked them what the power supply was, but they didn't know because it is covered up, as I was saying in one of my other videos. Covering up your power supply may look neater, but doesn't help when you actually want to know what it actually is. My guess is that it's pretty decent because they will have had a graphics card in here. But again, I can't really tell just by looking at these what it is going to be. So I'm going to have a look and see what it is. There's also a fan at the top here. So there's quite a decent amount of fans. And this was £50. There's no drive, there's no graphics card. But NZXT is quite a decent case brand. Although I was surprised to see that there's no kind of sort of recess. It's just straight flat here. Here's the power supply. It looks quite good from here, but you never really know. Could be anything. And these are very tight. Oh, does this come out as a tray? Can I just slide it out? Or shall I have a look? I'll have a look back here, because we can also see if there's anything interesting sort of behind this panel. These are so tight. Okay, quite a heavy side panel, even though there's no soundproofing. And then this is the back. What have we got here? Anything interesting? Not really. Still can't see what this power supply is. Bunch of cables. Quite neatly arranged. Cable ties. Extra fan connectors. Sort of few extra spaces here for drives. Nice red accent. I think I'm going to have to actually undo these and take the power supply out this way to see what it is. It's interesting that there's a bunch of thumb screws, but they're so tight you can't actually use your thumbs to undo them. Oh, I still can't get it out of here because everything's cable tied in place. guessing the label must be on this side. And it looks like we have got an FSP 500-60HHN. And I'm still not able to pull this out far enough, but I suppose FSP is better than the sort of unbranded PC builder type power supplies. But I'm going to look that up and see if it's got any kind of rating of note. I've had a look online. I can't see any 80 plus ratings for this, but it does look like it's got 2 12-volt rails, which is pretty good. And I think I want to test this whole system as it is to see if it all works. So we've got memory, we've got hopefully there's a processor under there. We can soon find out. Okay, so I'm going to flick the switch on the back. I'm going to press the power button on the top. It's running its checks, I guess. We've got some LEDs. Oh, it's powered up and it says it's a ZooStorm. So maybe I was wrong about it being a PC specialist. Maybe this is a ZooStorm, and we're in the BIOS. Got some voltage information there. Where is the just information about the processor? It's got 16 gigs of RAM. DMI, ZooStorm, MSI motherboard. Which one of these is going to tell me? Hardware monitor. This BIOS is quite... Just tell me about the processor. Give me a system summary. Overclocking options. I still have to go down to CPU specifications. We've got an i7 6700. Unfortunately, it's not a K. It didn't say it was a K in the listing, but it says unlocked there. Does that mean we can just overclock it if we want? Can I put in 40? Nope. Apparently I can. Save changes, reboot. Will it like the idea of running at 4 gigahertz, or will it not? Hardware monitor. So it's 40. CPU specifications. CPU frequency 3.7 gigahertz. CPU ratio 37. So is it really unlocked or not? I'll put a drive in and we'll go into Windows and see what we can see there. So I'm now on Windows. This is a SSD drive that I already had Windows installed on, along with a bunch of tools like Core Temp and CPU Z. And temperature is looking fine at the moment. I'll run a quick bench. That's a reasonable performance. It's got 4 cores and 8 threads, as you can see here in Task Manager, and is running at 3.7 gigahertz. And we've got 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM. We've got the SSD that I've connected. This motherboard's also got one of these M.2 slots, but the little pegs that you screw the screw into are missing, which is a bit of a shame. I'm gonna have to try and find that before putting a drive in. But yeah, it's working fine. It's quite a cold day today, I guess. The fans are a little bit loud, but they could probably be adjusted in the BIOS, hopefully. But yeah, what is it to say? It's a 65 watt processor. Main board is a MSI B150 PC Mate. Skylake chipset. BIOS is from 2016, so it could be worth looking to see if there's a BIOS update for this. Got the DDR4 running in single channel. Intel HD Graphics 530. Yeah, it just works. It's not in an ideal configuration. I might upgrade my kids' PC with this. I want some memory and dual channel, and they have a Corsair CX500 power supply, so that'll probably be better than using the FSP. But yeah, it just works. I wonder if the heatsink has a copper core or not. Might be a quick way of finding that out without taking it off. I tried shining a light in there to see if I could see, you know, the copper in the center behind the fan, but I couldn't see it, so I will have to take that off to have a look. Yeah, I'll just leave this running a stress test, see how much that affects the temperature and maybe the fan speeds. But this is a nice looking system. There's not much to it really, it just works. Got these trays here for SSD so you can actually see them. But yeah, not much else to report really. Not much air flow in this case, I guess. If you were to sort of well, there's a nice big feet at the bottom, but there's a gap at the top, and then at the bottom, same size gap. Here are the USB ports and top connectors, power button, the top fan, but you know, there's nowhere for the air to go in through the side. There's just the top and the bottom there for these front fans. But yeah, not much to say really. Seems reasonable enough, and for the price I think it's pretty good. Just needs a graphics card and a drive adding. So yeah, very quick look at this. If I work out kind of what case this is, the specific model, I'll add that in the description. But yeah, what do you think of this system? What would you do with it? Have I closed CPU Z? Yeah, accidentally. Wonder if Heaven Benchmark works with the built-in graphics, the Intel graphics. Can have a very quick look at this. And also the motherboard's got 4 slots, so you could put 64 gigs of RAM in here if you wanted. We're getting 15 frames per second, but this is just the built-in graphics built into the processor. Yeah, I think that's it really. Thanks for watching and see you in another video. And the CPU does not have a copper core, and all of the thermal paste has stayed on the processor, and it's kind of definitely dry, so I'll replace that. But yeah, this is a tiny heatsink for an i7. I might replace that at some point.